Well, slap my backside and call me Sally. We're going to talk about the blackest states in all the land. Now I know some of you snowflakes will get your panties in a twist about this controversial topic, but that's too damn bad. I calls them like I sees them, and the fact is some states just have more brothers and sisters than others. You dig? It ain't racist, it's just statistics, baby. So all you hand-wringing pearl clutchers can kindly exit stage left while the rest of us grown folks talk about melanin levels across this great nation of ours. We're going on a magical journey to the most African-American states in the US of A. We'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll eat fried chicken and sing spirituals. So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready to get woke. And we'll start with the first state on my list, Virginia. Virginia is the birthplace of American slavery, so it's no surprise it has a long and complicated history with African Americans. As a white dude from the West Coast, I can't fully understand what it's like to live with that legacy. But Virginia is also home to some of the most important black history in America. The state capital, Richmond, was once the capital of the Confederacy, but now has a black mayor and some of the best soul food you'll find anywhere. Talk about progress. Richmond is also home to Virginia Union University, one of the oldest historically black colleges in the country. In 1619, the first enslaved Africans arrived in Virginia. 4 centuries later, you can visit colonial Williamsburg and see reenactments of what life was like for enslaved and free black Virginians in the 18th century. It's a sobering reminder of the long road to freedom and equality. Virginia native Arthur Ashe was the first black player selected to the U.S. Davis Cup team and the only black man to ever win the singles title at Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, and the Australian Open. His hometown Richmond named its main sports arena after him. Pretty cool for a place that was once the capital of the Confederacy. With a complicated past and an inspiring present, Virginia deserves its place as one of the states with the richest black history and culture, from colonial times through the civil rights movement and beyond. The black experience has profoundly shaped life in Virginia. Next on my list is Alabama. When it comes to the civil rights movement, Alabama was ground zero. This is where Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat, launching the Montgomery bus boycott. This is where Martin Luther King Jr. led the march from Selma to Montgomery. This is where the Freedom Riders were attacked for simply riding integrated buses. In 1965, King and civil rights leaders organized a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery to protest the killing of Jimmy Lee Jackson, a young African-American man shot by police during a protest. State troopers violently attacked the 600 marchers on the Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday. The march was completed under federal protection, highlighting the racist policies of Governor George Wallace. In 1961, the Congress of Racial Equality Corps sent integrated groups of Freedom Riders on bus rides through the South to protest segregated bus terminals. When the riders reached Alabama, they were brutally attacked by KKK members in Anniston and Birmingham. The violence garnered national attention, embarrassing the Kennedy administration into enforcing desegregation. Through it all, Alabama remained a stubborn holdout, with Wallace pledging segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. But the courage of civil rights activists ultimately overcame the forces of racism. Today, Alabama's pivotal role in the movement is recognized in museums and memorials across the state. Though still an imperfect union, Alabama has come a long way from the days of Jim Crow. But we must never forget the sacrifices of those who made that journey possible. Now, being a pasty white guy, I have to admit, researching the blackest states in America made me feel like I was walking on eggshells. I mean, how was I supposed to write about this without seeming like a clueless cracker? Luckily, my black friend came to the rescue again. Just talk about the facts, man. We know they're there. We live them. All right, if you say so. Next on my list is Georgia, home of peaches, pecans, and apparently black folks. Turns out Georgia has the highest percentage of African Americans in the whole country. Nearly a third of Georgians are black. Not really surprising considering Atlanta is like the black Mecca of the South. Martin Luther King Jr. was born there, and Georgia played a huge role in the civil rights movement. The state's got soul, y'all. Louisiana comes in second, with about 32% of its population being African American. New Orleans alone is 60% black, and it's considered the birthplace of jazz. Louisiana is also where you'll find some of the most vibrant black culture in America, from Creole cuisine to Mardi Gras Indians. When I think of Louisiana, I think of good food, good music, and good times. Seems like Black culture and heritage are deeply ingrained there. Last but not least, we have South Carolina. Nearly 30% of South Carolinians are Black, and the state has a long history of African American life. South Carolina was the first state to have an African American majority back in the 1700s. It was also a hotbed of civil rights activism in the 50s and 60s. From the looks of it, Black culture appears deeply rooted in South Carolina's identity. There you have it, the blackest states in America, from the perspective of a mayonnaise-loving white dude. I tried my best to just present the facts without seeming like an idiot, but let me know if I stepped out of line. My Black friend will probably give me an earful about it anyway. And there you have it, folks. The top 5 melanin-blessed states in all their soulful glory. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pumped to grab my dashiki and head south for some down-home cooking and stories from the front lines of desegregation. Just kidding. I don't actually own a dashiki, but for real, it's been enlightening to learn more about the rich cultural heritage and activism that has shaped these states, even if talking about race makes this pasty white boy a wee bit uncomfortable. At the end of the day, we're all just people trying to get by in a crazy mixed-up world. Can't we all just get along, break bread together over some collards and fried chicken, and celebrate our shared humanity? As Rodney King once so eloquently put it, can we all just get along? Preach it, brother, preach on.